He's been a part of the Canucks organization since 2015 when he was drafted in the third round of the NHL draft. He played for Abbotsford during their inaugural season and has been a big part of the defense corps this season. He is Guillaume Brisebois, and he joins us here on the Canucks Insider Podcast. How much fun are you having right now with this playoff run? Because this is pretty cool to see happen for the fans out here in Abbotsford, but for the players as well. You guys must be having a lot of fun going into the Western Conference Finals now.
Yeah, it's great. It's amazing to being able to play in June. It's been awesome, especially with the group that we have. We're a tight group, so it's been great so far.
It's an interesting group because so many young guys. Like we saw you guys match up against Colorado last round. A lot of veteran guys, but this is such a young group here in the AHL, and you don't see that with every team. For you guys to kind of be able to grow up together, and you've kind of had that a little bit of your part, in the Canucks organization for yourself. What's it like just having so many young guys be in this situation and getting a chance to have this kind of fun in the playoffs?
It's pretty fun because now the script is flipped. Before it was me, I was the younger guy, and now I'm the older guy, and it's nice to see the guys growing, and actually their game's been growing as well. The guys are doing much better, and it's really fun to see. When you're in it and you're looking at yourself, and it's hard to see it, but when you're looking from a different perspective and you're looking at the other guys, it's pretty fun to see. Like guys starting in Abbey and having a little bit of a tougher time to get used to a professional, and now getting called up and having an impact on the team up there too. It's really fun to see.
For you to kind of make that change from being the young guy to now being not necessarily a veteran. You got some years left in you, I think, but just to kind of get a chance to be able to, talk to a 21-year-old. I see like Sawyer Minio's out there. He's a 20-year-old kid and getting a chance to experience this with you guys. What's it like for you to be able to kind of give some advice to some of these young guys a little bit?
It's great. It's actually rewarding to being able to say something to someone that can make an impact. It's actually impressive too, seeing the younger guys coming in and stepping up to the plate in the playoffs and doing really well. It's really impressive, and all credit to those younger guys.
Yeah. So when you came here, or you played some games in Utica first, but then you end up moving to Abbotsford. You get a chance to watch this kind of grow here. To see the last 4 years, how cool has it been to watch this community kind of take on this team and really get behind the Abbotsford Canucks?
Yeah, it's been really, really fun to see that. Coming here in Utica, it was a little different because the two teams are really far apart from them, and you're in the state of New York. There's the other team in New York in the NHL, so it's really different. And coming back here, the Flames were here before, so it was a little different as well. And now being so close to Vancouver, it's just like a big hotspot for the Vancouver Canucks. So it's been really, really great since I've been here. It's just been better and better every year, and the fans getting to know us, and it's been great.
Yeah, what about you just getting a chance to kind of know the community a little bit, like getting a chance to spend some time? You're a guy who comes from Quebec, you come over here, you've been a West Coaster for almost 10 years at this point a little bit. It must be kind of cool for you to kind of take on that lifestyle a little bit. Like, what have you just thought about kind of living over here in the Vancouver area?
It's been really, really fun, and it's been really different. It's really different from Montreal, from the East Coast, but at the same time, people are great here. People are so welcoming, and you can tell that they love hockey, and they really support the Canucks, and they demand a lot from the team, but at the same time, it's important for us to play for them too.
What about just getting on the community yourself? I see you do a lot of events with kind of the team and go out and do some community stuff. For you to be able to go out and impact somebody else's life, what does it mean for you as a player to kind of go out there and be a person a little bit more and kind of interact with the people out there, and whatever it may be, you seem to be at a lot of events?
It's special. It's really nice being able to meet new people, and sometimes when I think back at it, I'm just like I'm just Guillaume, and like, why would people actually why would I have an impact on someone? But sometimes it really does, and it's really nice to have a certain impact on kids or or things like that. And I've done that too. When I was younger, it was the same thing. I was looking up to the guys, the professionals, and yeah, it's really fun. It's just given to the next one.
So what do you think is going well for this team right now? I mean, seeing you guys come into these closeout games, it feels like you guys have had some of your best games, a couple of 5-0 wins in these closeout games. So not only is this a young team that's got a lot of skill, but it seems to be like a clutch gene in this group right now. What do you think's working so well for this team just so far throughout these playoffs?
I think we just come up together. We just rally together, and when the big moments are there, the guys are stepping up to the plate. And we got Artie in that too. That's been amazing since the start of the playoff. He's been great, but everyone's doing their job, and like guys actually know their job on the team. They're not trying to do something else that it isn't them. So it's been amazing since the beginning of the playoffs.
Yeah. So you speak about amazing. I'm going to talk about the penalty kill because you guys have killed off 34 of 35. What's working so well for the penalty kill for you guys? And I mean, like, is it just because I feel like the penalty kill is such an interesting thing where every team plays it a little different, right? And I think there's a lot of different kind of targets of what you're doing when you're shorthanded. And for you guys to kind of grow throughout a season, is it something that kind of evolves throughout the year and you get to a point in the playoffs and you're like, okay, we know what we're doing in every position now? That's what it almost feels like with you guys on the PK.
Yeah, but also your best killer is your goalie. So Artie's been really good for us. But yeah, to your point, during the season you just play against other team, different system and everything. And in the playoff, you got time to really look at the team and really look their power play and being able to do a good job against them. Our assistant coach too, he's preparing us for their power play. But we've had a really dedicated group too. Like we take this at heart when we go on the ice on the PK. We try to make a difference, and we're trying hard.
Yeah, well, it's showing up, so that's pretty awesome. I think you mentioned Artie a couple times here, and I know something that Manny mentioned a couple weeks ago was like there's such a confidence that comes from him kind of out towards the defenseman, towards the forwards, and you guys are all working together. But you brought up, like, when your goaltender's on like that, like, you must just feel so good, especially as a defenseman, like, knowing, like, you have that goalie there to kind of back you up. What does it do for a defenseman, just having the way that Artie's playing right now in these playoffs?
It's really on your confidence. You don't want to make a mistake, and you try not to make mistakes, but you know Artie's got your back, so it's always it's always a chip on your shoulder that your goalie's there for you. Yeah, no, since the beginning of the playoff, Artie's done that, and he's been really solid for us.
Yeah. So I want to take it back to your junior days playing in the Q. So you're a 2-year captain, and then you switch you get traded, I think, to the Charlottetown squad there in the Q, and then you get named captain again. So you're a 3rd-year captain in the Q, and I know Chase was the same kind of style, but in the WHL, a 3-year captain. How did you become a captain within 2 months of getting traded? So I'm curious how you come into the team and you have this aura about you to be a captain, or what was it in the Q that turned around so fast?
I don't know. It was a team's vote, and I don't know. I was lucky, I guess. No, but it's always been important for me to put the logo in front before everything else. But no, I don't know. I found the right spot at the right time, and I just try to embrace it.
Yeah. So you were drafted by the Canucks in 2015. You've had a lot of time here with the organization. For you, what's it been like just being a Canuck for this long? And like, what are some of the things that stick out just about your time as a Canuck and being part of this organization? Because like, we're coming up on 10 years for that draft, which seems crazy, but like, we're at this point right now. For you to experience everything you've experienced as a Canuck, what are some things that stick out about just being a Canuck?
It's just being in the Canadian market. I come from Montreal, so I know what the Canadian market is. Just being in Vancouver, there's been so much for the past 8 or 9 years. But just being drafted for Vancouver, being from Montreal, and then just leaving and going to Utica and New York, and then the team's moving to Abbotsford, and then I get my first couple games in the NHL. I get some injuries. a lot's been going through, and when I look back at it, it's like almost a third of my life in the organization, but the organization, so they've always showed me that they invested in me and they really wanted me to succeed. There's been a couple bad locks, but at the end of the day, I'm really grateful for them. They've the one being able to allow me to be the pro I am today, and the human being also. So I'm really grateful for that.
Right, and hasn't been a straight line for you either. Like you mentioned, you've had some of these injuries along the way. You've had a lot of things to battle through. I have to imagine, I'm curious actually, how have you kind of mentally been able to just keep positive and stay forward like that? Because I feel like, the physical thing's one thing, but to deal with everything on the side of it, not having it be that smooth ride, you must have had to work on your mental game a lot. Is there a certain way that you've kind of developed that, or how do you kind of give credit to that?
I don't really know how I went through it. I just went through it, but no, it's been really hard. But at the same time, hockey is basically my life. Like, I grew up playing hockey and everything, and that's the thing that's been able to get me through it. And I knew at the end I wanted to play hockey and be with Vancouver or Abbey, and really working to get back on the ice with the boys. And that's what you're missing when you're a side of the game. You're missing the atmosphere in the room, being a part of this, having the ice bag on your body after a game. You really miss that. And when you really take a step back and you're in that recovery, that's what you're missing the most. And and at the end of the day, I'm like I said before, but I'm also grateful for being able to play hockey again. With the concussion last year, we didn't really know what to expect for the future, but now, a year from it, I'm in playoff. I'm in the semifinal of the American League playoff. So it's I'm really happy about that.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good comeback. Yeah. I think what I want to know is who's somebody that's kind of helped you through all this and kind of your journey, whether it's a player when you were first coming into the league or somebody that's in your personal life. Where's your support system kind of come from?
It's been a lot of people along the way, and I try to stick to them as well, and really thank them as much as I can, because they've helped me a lot, especially mentally and also physically. All the strength coach I've been with, but most of them is my family. My family has been, they've been my rock since the beginning, and they're always the people I go back to whenever things are going wrong or going well. But it also, I've along the way, I've met some really good people, like teammates. I've had some great veterans when I was younger, and they were able to get me through it and really give me some tips and advice that I was able to really grow into the person I am.
And I know your brother played as well, so I'm curious, what was it like growing up? Was it literally just hockey from birth for you, or is that just is the whole family obsessed with hockey, or is it just you boys, or what was it like kind of with the family and hockey as a relationship?
Yeah, no, it was great. Well, when I was younger, I was just always trying to be like my brother.
Yeah.
I was really, whatever he was doing, I was trying to do, and I don't think he really liked it, but I was just trying to be like him, and he was playing hockey from a young age as well, and I was just the one who was following him around and being at the rink and playing mini sticks, but he's also my best friend, so he was really able to guide me through it, and really being able to tell me where it went wrong for him and what went well for him. So I owe him a lot for that part, and we're really close. So I'm really thankful for him.
Well, I'm glad you didn't end up a goalie, because I feel like the younger brother sometime, the older brother.
I was in there a lot too.
Yeah, back in the road hockey days. I know my brother, he convinced him that goalie was cool. He had to be the goalie for everything. But you're playing defense. Jordan Smith is the defense coach for you guys. What has he meant to you guys? Because I always find it interesting when a new coaching staff comes together, and specifically here in Abbey, it was a full staff. A full new staff comes in here. And Jordan Smith's running the defense, and I've heard a lot of good things about him, as well as the penalty kill I think you brought up a little bit earlier. What's your relationship like with him, and what does he kind of bring to the defense corps as the defense coach?
He's great. He's an awesome guy. He's really calm behind the bench too, so that really helps. But he's got a really good hockey IQ. Like he thinks the game well, and he's able to really teach us some good stuff. So no, Smitty's he's been great for us, and especially having Gary for all my career, and Gary was awesome. And when I came back, I was like, I didn't know what to expect because I had him for 7 years or 8 years, and Smitty's been awesome. He's an awesome dude.
So you've been playing a lot with Cole McWard as your partner. What works well for that pairing? Like, what does he give you? What do you give him? What do you kind of like playing with Cole with and having that pairing work?
Yeah, Cole gives me a lot. He's first of all an awesome person, and being able to, we're really open about that. It's like a relationship pretty much. It's like what goes well, what doesn't. And with Cole, it's always super easy. He's always open for discussion and but he's also a really good player, like really good defenseman. He thinks the game well. He's all like, I think we feed off each other, and he helps me a lot when I'm not doing well. And no, since the beginning, it's been really great playing with him.
It's awesome. I never really got a chance to ask somebody this, but you're a left shot guy who I've seen play the right side a lot. What's the hardest thing when you're playing your offside on defense? Because I feel like it's like you hear it's like, oh, I can do it. You're a guy who can do both sides. There's a lot of guys who are starting to do it, especially lefties. What's the hardest thing when you're on the right side? Like, I'm curious, just from a hockey player's perspective, what is the hardest thing when you flip sides?
A lot of blind sides. Yeah. It's just you're on your back end a little more often than the other, but it's at the end of the day, the game is the game, and you gotta, I don't know, I just from a young age, people have put me on the right side as well, but it's always the most noticeable thing is you're often on your back end, and sometimes that's what goes wrong when you exit the zone, and even in the O zone, you're on your back.
Right. So what do you like most about playing the offside? And what's the nice thing about it?
You're on your one timer a lot, but no, on the offside, there's always some, like on the neutral zone, you're more open, like and there's a lot of good and bad. But it's always easier on your strong side.
Yeah, nice and smooth, right? It's like a left-handed shortstop in baseball. It doesn't make sense, but it's a little bit easier in hockey, I'll say that. Just over your time here, I'm wondering if you have like a favorite memory as a Canuck, or when I say that, does anything immediately come to your mind of just like one moment that you've had as a Canuck that you've really just kind of sticks out and kind of looking back? I know you got a long career ahead of you still, but just kind of getting a chance to look back at these last almost 10 years now. Is there a moment as a Canuck that just kind of sticks out compared to the rest?
I have two, I would say. I'd probably say my first NHL game for sure. It's always a big thing. It was in LA, and my family was able to attend to the game, and it was really a great moment. But when you asked me the question, it's I would say my first NHL game back from my concussion. I would say not really. I don't think, or I don't, not really a guy who's gonna take the time to be proud of yourself or like give yourself a pat on the back. But this time I was really, really, really proud of myself, being able to, a year off from hockey, not knowing what's going on. Are you gonna be able to play next? Like even in your life in general, like with your girlfriend and like your girlfriend being by your side and you're wondering, like, am I the same person I was before and this? And you don't know if that's going to come back. And being able to come back and play an NHL game, I was really proud of it. And especially with the family, like talking back and just after the game being like, do you know how far you've come from? It's been really awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, because you see a lot of guys when they play the first NHL game, you get the interaction, but I have to feel like the best part's got to be after the game when you get the chance to like go see them after. That's such a cool moment. But for you, like you mentioned it, like I have to imagine, especially a year without hockey, of like dealing with concussions had to be so hard. So I'm curious, like what drove you through that? Because that's like a really tough thing. And you mentioned like you're not really certain about the future. I have to imagine it's just so difficult to get through. But like something has to keep you driving through it. Like what was it for you?
It was to prove everyone wrong too. Like sometimes you get forgotten when these moments happens and people count you off and but also at the same time it's your health and you only have one brain and just coming back from it, you're always like, I gotta come back. I have to come back. Like, and to prove it to yourself, but also to other people. But my family and my girlfriend have really been the one that got me through it. Like every time you're feeling down and you're like, nah, this is, like it's not gonna happen. They're always behind you, being like, it's gonna happen. Just be positive. Be positive. And every time you hear that, you're like, oh, be positive. The good old be positive. But it really is true at the end of the day. Like being positive, and at some point there's a click that happened, and I was feeling better, like better and better, and I was able to play the game again.
It's awesome. Well, before we wrap, I do have to bring up when the NHL draft was in Montreal, I stayed in Longueuil, your hometown. Yeah. Next time I'm back there, what's one restaurant I have to go to? Because there was a lot of good food. And like, I think a lot of time when I'm in Montreal, you got to get the poutine, you got to get the, Montreal smoked meat. But I'm wondering, like, in your hometown, Longueuil, is there one restaurant that sticks out? If I'm back, I got to go check out.
There's a lot of good spots.
It was food everywhere. It was unreal.
But I would say for Quebec, like you have to be in the fast food. Like it has to be in the fast food. Like we got some really good burgers. Like we also have that restaurant. It's called the Belle Province. It's like a lot of poutine, hot dogs, but it's actually a great place to eat. Okay, good. So I'll note it for next time if we ever get back to Montreal. Perfect.
All right, sounds good. Well, Guillaume, appreciate you taking time today. You guys are heading into the Western Conference Finals here. Game 1 Thursday. Abbotsford Center is going to be rocking all weekend here. You guys got home ice advantage for it, which is huge as well. So we're excited to see what happens here. Excited to do this and hopefully do another one of these pods in a couple weeks with another couple players and see you guys rolling into the finals. But you got some business to take care of here with Texas. So thanks for taking some time joining us today on the Canucks Insider Podcast.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Selected in the 4th round of the 2023 NHL entry draft, he played 3 seasons in the NCAA with the University of Nebraska Omaha Mavericks. He was selected to the AHL All-Star game in his rookie season as a pro. He's played in 2 NHL games this season, making his NHL debut on April 12th against the Minnesota Wild. He is Ty Mueller, and he joins us here on the Canucks Insider Podcast. Pretty good times around here in Abbey. You guys are rolling into home ice advantage for the Western Conference Finals. How are you feeling just about the way you guys have rolled up to this point and now getting into the Western Conference Finals?
Great. I think this whole run's been awesome, and it's been really good to just see everyone kind of come together and all have that same goal in mind. And it's pretty powerful too. It's exciting stuff.
Yeah, it's cool to see it happen with a team in general, but like you guys have so many young guys, and like getting a chance for you, like your rookie year as a pro, come in and like get a chance to experience this type of thing in your first year. It must be pretty cool for you. Like you've had a crazy rookie year, man, coming into pro.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's been awesome. I mean, I don't think I could have written it any other way. I think it's been perfect, and I've been super fortunate to be in this position and be able to kind of go on a run here and get a taste for that.
Mm-hmm. For you to just have this happen, like you said, in your first rookie year, AHL All-Star, NHL debut, like start of the season, you picture any of this happening? Because it seems like this has been pretty awesome in the first year.
Yeah. I mean, you have goals in the back of your mind that you want to reach eventually. Did I know when I'm going to reach them or if it's going to happen this soon? No. And so I guess in that sense, I didn't really know, but I just came in with the mindset I want to get better every day and just keep improving and improve myself.
Was it something that you kind of changed at all coming from college? Like, did you have to change a mindset? Or obviously goals change when you do come out of college, but have you kind of always just maintained that same kind of mindset when you played through college and even back in the AHL?
Yeah, for sure. I think just living day to day, it sounds very cliche, but like not getting too far ahead of yourself and just focusing on what you can do today to be better tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think that's super important when it comes to even just life in general.
So to get those 2 NHL games in at this point too, like end of the year, you get the family all in here for that. What was it like just kind of that morning waking up and being like, damn, I'm playing in the NHL tonight. I'm getting this opportunity. That must be a pretty crazy thing to wake up to.
Yeah, it's a crazy feeling, a lot of nerves. After all, like that's what you do this for your whole life. That's where you want to be. So waking up that morning, I was definitely nervous and excited at the same time. It was surreal. Like it didn't feel real.
That's sweet. That, to kind of like and I mentioned this with Guillaume as well, but like you get a chance. We all see your family in the crowd. They show them on the broadcast. But like after the game, what was it like? Like what was the situation? How many family members were here? Did you get a chance to spend some time with them after the game, or was it like were you just crashing out at that point after a long day?
Yeah, no. I had about 15 or 16 of close family, uncles, aunts, cousins, mom, dad, sister, brother, and a couple buddies too. So that was really cool, and that was probably my favorite part, is seeing them after the game and just seeing how happy they were for me and how much it meant to them. That's pretty special.
Yeah, and for you to get drafted a couple years ago, as an overage guy, you come on, you get drafted by the Canucks. What did it mean to you to get that opportunity from Vancouver and then kind of now grow and get to this point of playing for them? What did it mean when Vancouver drafted you, and what were your kind of initial thoughts when you saw a Canucks logo and your name next to it?
Yeah, that was another day that was kind of a surreal day. So again, something you dream of when you're younger, and getting that call was super special. I had some family over again for that, and yeah, I don't know, just super lucky and fortunate and grateful for the opportunity.
Coming into pro hockey, like we said, it's your first year doing it. What was the most challenging thing at the start? And if you could go back and tell yourself something earlier in this year, what do you kind of wish you could have told yourself at the start of the season?
I think the most challenging, I'd say, is just like the speed and size. I think was the biggest change from college to pro. And just having to make those decisions a little bit faster and be stronger and be ready to have a guy on your back and still be able to make a play. I think that was the biggest difference for me. But I feel like as the season's gone on, it's gotten easier, and hopefully it just keeps getting easier.
Yeah, no doubt. Listen, you played for the Mavs, like such a great NCAA hockey school. But the thing that I always find interesting about pro compared to college is like you're only playing on weekends really in NCAA. And I guess it's pretty similar in the AHL a little bit, but you guys get a little bit more. And now you're in the playoffs. It's like completely different animal. How did you find just kind of like, not being a student anymore? Was it easier not taking classes and showing up and just being a hockey player? Or like, was there some difficult things kind of figuring it out on yourself?
Yeah, I didn't mind school. I thought it was okay, but there's definitely, like, now you have way more time to just kind of actually like do grown-up things, I guess.
Yeah.
You have a little more responsibility in that sense. And when it comes to like the games on the weekends and how you only play 2 every 7 days, that's definitely a bit of a challenge too, because your body's not really used to going. I mean, we had some weeks this year when we had 4 and 6 or something, or 4 and 7, and it's hard on the body, but that's what we got Mueller and Wonger and Ross for. Keep us in shape. And yeah.
Manny Malhotra also, he's a first-year head coach for you guys as well. What has he kind of meant to you? What do you like most about him as your head coach?
Just how direct he is and honest. He'll tell you if you're good or if you're bad, and he'll help you. Like, he wants the best for you. He wants you to get better, and he's helped every single guy on our team this year do that.
And I mean, the fans always say like everybody's going to roll at Abbotsford and just be these incredible face-off guys after what Manny did as an NHL player. Just in the face-off department, because I think the fans want to know, what's it like working with Manny and kind of learning from him? And I think Max even was talking about there's face-offs in his office all the time and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What's it like learning from Manny and kind of just the face-off type of things?
It's awesome. It's anytime you can learn from someone who's had that experience and dominated in the circle, it's pretty lucky. So it's been great, and just so many little things will teach you timing or where to bring your stick to and where to attack the other guy's stick. Like a lot of just different little intricacies that he's taught, and it's helped a lot.
How different is that from college? Like, I know you kind of talked about the speed and the size of everyone, but like, is face-offs that much different than NCAA? Like, kind of dealing with these pros now, I've assumed they're at another level.
Yeah, it's I feel like there's a lot more focus on it than there was at school. And I think every single guy that's going to be taking faceoffs is there for a reason. They're taking them because they have a good chance of winning it. So I think it's definitely a little bit harder going against guys. Again, they're also stronger. So
for you, like, I'm curious how, like, I find it so hard for a rookie to come in and, like, you're a guy who's able to play both special teams, play up and down the lineup. Is this just kind of like the type of player you've always been, like just a versatile guy that can play anywhere? Like, or is this like, were you a penalty killer in college? Like, is this something you all just took on? Like, it seems like you got a lot on your plate for what, like, in the part of the lineup. Like, you're doing a lot of everything.
Yeah, growing up, I always was kind of a guy who would play both sides of the puck. At college, I did play both on the power play and the penalty kill, and it's just always something I've taken pride in, is being able to be on the ice in any situation, no matter what it is. So
it's awesome. With the home ice advantage that you guys have for this Western Conference final, it's great to have that this late in the playoffs. But what does it mean to you, and what have you kind of thought about the fans throughout these playoffs here? I remember seeing that last home game you guys played, like over 7,000 people in the arena, the towels, like pregame, everything. It's like, you know, it makes the hair stand up on my arm. I'm not playing in the games. Like, you guys must be like, the hype must be awesome down there on the bench for you guys.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. We got some great fans. I remember even earlier in the playoffs coming out in that first game and just skating around and looking around at everyone was super cool. And just to hear how loud and passionate everyone is too, even during the anthem. I think the crowd singing the anthem is one of the coolest things. So it's been amazing.
Yeah, with your opponent here, the Texas Stars, they come in the highest scoring team in the AHL playoffs. So what's important for you guys to kind of set the tempo early in this series about just being, you know, you guys have been a solid defensive team throughout, but playoffs different animal. That's the thing that's going to happen. So for you guys, what's something that you guys need to do in the first couple of games to kind of establish and show that you guys are ready for this high-powered offense that's coming in here?
I think our biggest thing is just start on time. Like you said, it's a great team coming in, a lot of weapons up front, and I think we have the right tools to get the job done, but I think one of the biggest keys will just be to start on time. We let Colorado score a couple times, and it didn't go too well, so hopefully we can just be ready to go as soon as that puck drops.
Yeah, I have to imagine, like, learning lessons is huge. You do it throughout the season, but I feel like in playoff game, like you mentioned the Colorado stuff, you guys didn't have a couple games, there wasn't a couple great starts here on home ice, but like, I feel like you learned that lesson pretty quick, even more in playoff hockey, I'd have to imagine. So it'll be interesting to watch you guys match up with this Texas team. But one thing that you guys must feel great about going into is the penalty kill. We touched on it a little bit there. 34-35 for you guys right now in the playoffs. Like, what's going well for you guys? And Guillaume kind of brought up the goaltending really helps in the situation
sure
for
does.
you guys. But like, you know, and then I asked Artie about it, and he's saying you guys are getting in lane. So it seems just like it is kind of a five-man group there on the
Yeah, for sure. It's a group effort, but yeah, having Artie back there makes things a lot easier. But no, I feel like we've all just been on the same page and been really focused on whatever it is, the face-off, and knowing where we're going with the puck before it's even dropped, or if they win the face-off, which guys we're going to and what lanes we have to be in, and really focusing on just really not allowing them to get anything to the middle or through the middle.
And it's like that, what you just brought up there, like I'm seeing that a lot at 5-on-5 too, just watching you guys play. Like, you know, Artie can have all these shutouts, got 4 shutouts. There's probably a couple that are pretty good team shutouts as well. Like, you guys are getting in lanes, and seems to be something that kind of all year long, I think this group has done pretty well, is just kind of disrupt passing lanes. And I mean, passing lanes is one thing, but I think you guys are doing such a good job blocking shots, and it feels like even more in the playoffs. Where does that kind of come from with this group? Is it a coaching thing? Is it the players buying in? Like, you guys are just, it seems like you guys are like laying the body on the line a lot here, especially compared to other teams.
Yeah, it's the playoffs. That's what you got to do. It's like I said earlier, everyone comes together and we all have that same goal, and every single guy in that room is willing to do anything it takes to get there. So even the little things, everyone's really dialing those in and making sure that they're giving our team the best chance to win.
Yeah. To take it back to NCAA, why'd you choose the Mavs? Why'd you end up going Omaha, Nebraska? How'd that all work out, and what kind of drove you there?
Staff, facilities, the direction the team is headed in, I thought was really awesome. And yeah, that was the only school I visited. So I went down there and ended up committing there, I think, a couple weeks after. And yeah, everything was great. My time there was 3 of the best years of my life. Learned a lot of lessons, made me a better person and a player. So this is special.
That's awesome. Well, I see a lot of the Mavs fans and the replies to my tweets if you
Yeah.
score goals. Like they're all still following you, which is kind of cool to see. And just for you, I think, you know, growing up, being Canadian, being in a Canadian market, what does it kind of mean to you to have that? And when you knew it was a Canadian team that drafted, you said that was pretty exciting stuff. And just like, what does it mean to kind of be in a Canadian market? Because I feel like it's a little bit different, especially in the AHL. Like, I don't think every AHL team's community is getting behind them like this Abbotsford group really is.
Yeah, no, for sure. Being in a Canadian market's unreal. Obviously, growing up in one and cheering for Canadian teams, like, I know how passionate the fans are and how much it means to them. So that's something that's really special. And yeah.
All right, I got two to wrap up here with you. What's the best pregame meal? What's your go-to, and what do you have to have? What's the pregame meal for you?
It varies. On the road, I'll have some salmon, sweet potatoes, and a little bit of pasta. And then at home, usually I'll fry up a couple sweet potatoes with some eggs, toast, avocado. And then before the game, I'll have a little bit more of just a bite before I leave and then come to the rink.
Sweet potato guy.
Yeah, I love the sweet potatoes before the game. I think pasta's a little heavy for me, and the sweet potatoes are good enough carb, and I still feel light.
Yeah,
so.
I always used to like cut them up into little pucks, air fry them with a little, even maple syrup sometimes on them.
No, they're good.
Man, it's no joke. Yeah, that's good stuff. All right, on game day as well, I've never in my life asked a player this. What's the best ideal time length for a game day nap? What is the perfect? Are we talking 30 minutes? Are we talking an hour? Are we talking 2? Like, what's the perfect time?
I don't have a set time, so I'll go to sleep at the same time. But when I wake up, I wake up. So for me, the best time is whatever my body's telling me. Some days I'll sleep for 2 hours. Other days it'll be 30 minutes. I'll be up. But I don't like having a set time. I'd rather just do what my body feels.
Yeah, they got the anxiety, like if you set a timer or something. I like.
Or if I have a set time and then I wake up too early and then I can't fall back asleep. So once I'm up, I get up.
Let the body roll. I love it. All right, Ty, well, we appreciate you jumping on here. Excited for you guys to get in the Western Conference Final here. Home ice advantage. We got a bunch of games out here at the Abbey Center. It's going to be rocking. You know, hair's going to be standing up. We're all excited for it. So best of luck to you. And we're excited to see where this goes, man. Appreciate you jumping on the podcast today.
Thank you.